Should start in a moment, guys. Give me a second. It says I'm sharing, but I don't see it. Okay, here we go. Here we go. Oh, hello. Okay, I'm just give me a link down here. There's a link. This is what I'm going to reference, and I'm going to show you a little bonus too. Or should I show the bonus first? I'll show the bonus first, and then I'll get to the link also. Let's jump to the bonus. The bonus, since you're here first, you get the bonus first. I've already applied to FIU for a FOIA request for information. This is one of the responses I've received back. I received a couple of responses. This is one of them. Good afternoon, officers. In receipt of your request via email dated. This is not, I've made multiple requests, but this one is the one I'm reading to you. August 21st, 2018, for public records, please be advised that Florida National University is a party representative with the National Transportation Safety Board, NTSB, and its investigation of the bridge collapse. As a result, some of the documents you request may fall within this guideline here, which controls the dissemination. This is the part that they're holding back. They're saying they have agreement. Yeah, they can't release also to me because of that agreement is what FIU is standing pat on. The same thing that they're turning down that newspaper on. This is the same statement here. Let me confirm something. Can you hear me? First off, let me make sure sound check. Hey, thanks, Gordon. I was actually shutting that down. Then I said, you know what? Because of people like you think you reminded me last time. So I made a private link on the second one. If you're talking about let's see, the updated one. Yeah, from 2 hours ago. Yeah, that one there. Now here's this, Gordon. So this is me asking for the FOIA request. Once they're going to show me their charges and fees, and there's paralegal. My counterback to them was, hey, I want to be exempt from any fees because this is for public. It's going to be for the public, and I can post it here on YouTube to prove that. I'm sharing this also to prove that this is that I'm doing it for the public good. So there's further evidence of that. We'll come back to that. Now to this thing, NTSB. There's our new hero right now. This is this date changed incidentally, 29th. It was showing like a date way in the past, and I didn't get it because they mentioned this timeline. So this doesn't even show updated. They just fixed it, and refixed the link. Okay. It says it's been 5.5 months since FIU Bridge collapse, killing 6 people. And I have to tell you guys, for a surprise or a kicker, you put that over in the comments. Surprise kicker, we have something coming in 6 months. Exactly 6 months. So exactly 6 months from the date of collapse. Date of collapse. Awesome release will be present. Awesome release. So we're talking September. September. When it's 15th, right? So September 14th, I think, something around there. That's going to be an awesome release. I'm hinting towards it to you guys. I can actually tell you the release, but I want to wait a little bit. I'm trying to track it down before anybody else, actually. So I don't want to. But this is the awesome release, right? The tip right there. In case one of you guys beat me to it, which is kind of cool. Then just share a link with me. It's been 5.5 months, right? But federal and state officials have imposed an almost total blackout on information that is usually public in Florida. As you saw, I couldn't get it also. This video, people have commented about the time, this time lapse. And basically, I'm saying it's useless data because they're cutting out images. They're not sharing the frames. They turn the frames into a video. The frames also exist, the literal frame, each shot. This paper has said that they removed 4 minutes, I think. I think there's more than that. You can't find, no matter how much I slow it down, I can't find before, just as this is collapsing. There's no image of that. All right. And that's with 5 cameras they used. So they did a bang up job of editing that out so we couldn't have that data. They show it here, and then next you know it's in this position. Okay. But this and in this slow down time release, you'll see them going in here, which is obviously well, it looks like they got to protect it. But anyway, the federal and state officials haven't put right. Now, as the lawsuits are filed and some information begins to dribble out, we are learning a few more things about what happened with the what happened next. Here are 6 recent developments. NTSB statement in doubt. Not to me, that's a lie. Video release from FIU contradicts what the NTSB reported about work being done just before the collapse on the pedestrian bridge. In a March 21st news release, the agency said, quote, the investigation team has confirmed that the workers were adjusting tension on the 2 tensioning rods located in the diagonal member at the north end of the span when the bridge collapsed. They had done this same work earlier on the south end, moved to the north end, and had adjusted 1 rod. They were working on the 2nd rod when the span failed and collapsed. You guys remember how I changed the names of these positions too, to 1, 2, 3, 4, and I said the 3rd one is going to be the one before the collapse one, and I identified the other 2 as 1 and 2, and I said it didn't matter which one was 1 and 2. Well, it turns out they lied because they commented. And well, first off, here's the report. It's still here on the National NTSB site. It's still with the same date. And it still has that confirming that what I just read to you and what's on that site. They had done the same work earlier at the south end, moved to the north end, and had adjusted 1 rod. Excuse me. So you can see that it's still on their website. They're still making that the statement. Now, they're the NTSB, right? That's the word caught. I was trying to think of a word. I said caught, catch. You know, NTSB caught. You know, in a lie. And then I just titled the damn thing. They're starting to look like a JFK report, you know, that they're just lying and they won't make good on anything. They have a motive and they just gone to that motive to the end. Watch this time-lapse video that begins at sunrise, March 15th, and ends on the collapse at 1:47 p.m. You can clearly see the workers had been working on the north side of the span before it collapsed. It appears they never restressed the rods on the south side on that day. And a view of the previous day's video shows no work there either. NTSB would not comment on the difference between their statement and what the video shows. So NTSB refused the answer, and you'll see the crane just down here. We'll let this play. I might have to fast forward it. Excuse me, I'm gonna choke. Excuse me. Mic's on my throat, so you guys must have heard something funny. So now they will not. Okay, any day now. They're standing pat with their statement. Now they have plenty of days to release this properly. Now, of course, they reserve the right to change anything. It says it down the bottom. Well, they haven't updated this. Somewhere it says it at the top or bottom. Where is it? Right. They're not, so they don't, analysis does not address probable cause. But you're giving false data. They're giving lies. They're telling lies out there. All right, let me refresh this whole page. And here we go. They might show a commercial. Nope. All right, so as you see this, they just started digging in here too. Take note of the clear water. Sorry guys, I messed the screen up on you. Let me do that. and it's going to turn murky. He's digging in there. That's a bone of contention I mentioned too. They're down here, and they work their way over. You see the crane. I did look at the crane as I was looking at the video to try to figure out if they had time down there. Now, I don't think they were talking about 2 and 11 post tensioning, not anything else. The other thing I couldn't find, guys, too far away, jackhammer, baby. Jackhammer. Let's see if we can do that. I'll escape. I'm going to zoom in because I can zoom in this way better. And we're just going to get really in there. Oh, really? Looks like I maxed out the ability to... Yeah. There we go. So all we care about is here. And ideally, we'd like to see a jackhammer. I'm doing this live because I knew I wanted to look for the jackhammer, and you guys got so damn fast sometimes. The crane's here. There's no work that went on down there. I did that video saying they all knew what happened. It was to deal with here. I blocked quite a few people from my YouTube channel on that, all calling me names and everything else. They were just looking out for their coworkers. No, they all knew this deal on this member. So, but where it's very important, let me pause it for a second, guys. At this time, we also don't see anybody taking photographs. They were taking photographs during this 2-hour meeting. And we've got nobody, the video doesn't show anybody taking photographs out there inspecting. So they've edited quite a bit. They make it look like the 4 workers are out there just committing all this stuff on their own. Oh, that guy's sitting down. Sorry, I'm pausing it. Yep, we can't do more than this. There's the reach. When you see a bus come in sight, it's time's up. I just wanted to see if there's a bus in sight. I got pause and stop. We can't get any better than that. So let's go ahead and continue. We'll pause it again, just try to get the freeze frames. So they're all just standing around. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 people. One's dead. Supposed to be tied off on their lanyard too, guys. Remember that. The crane, I think, is already lowered down. Did they lower down the lift already? I don't see the box up there. So let's go. Let's run it, and then let me see if I can come out a little bit. And I'll put it right there because I can get the pause button. I'll look at your comments if you're commenting in a second. Now we're up to 5, aren't we? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we got another witness. This person's walking off, or sitting down. I was standing up. Is that 5? Am I counting 5 guys? 5 guys, literally, from you guys. 5 guys. That's the. I mean, that's not a tooling, is it? 1, 2, 3, 4. It's 5, right? I mean 4, and then that's tooling. No, that's 5. Am I crazy, guys? Tell me if that's 5 up there. I mean, I know I'm crazy, but tell me if there's 5 people up there, not the crazy part. But so 1, 2, 3, 4. Is it? If this thing moves, it's 5. Gosh, got me again. Now that thing moves. It's like Russian roulette here. I mean, chairs, you know, the damn musical chairs. Okay, there's nothing over there. Trying to figure out if it's 4 or 5 people up here now. We were told there were 4. All right, and then you see what they do there, that magic act there. All of a sudden, we're on the ground. Let's just bounce real quickly. Let's see if we can see 4 people go up on the structure. We can catch them walking. Crane setting up. Okay, they came from the man lift. 2 this way. 1, 2. And the other one just disappeared. The man lift disappeared. So they jumped some shots there. Those man lifts aren't that fast. Let's see, he's waiting there. Here comes the man lift again. One, another guy. Right here and here. Two. That guy likes sitting down, doesn't he? Somebody does. Now we're three. Or is it two in a machine? Okay. There's our murky water. They're digging. That's of concern, right? But 1, 2, 3, 4. We know at least 4. Okay. This is equipment hanging. All right, I'm zooming out. And I want to try something out. I want to try something, guys. That's out of right. So for fairness, if you're going to look at this video and you want to try balancing, right about here would be the same focal length. Let me just do that real quickly and then I'll get to it. Right about there. Right about here. Yep. I just wanted to see if it was blurred specifically in that spot, or is that just the how they upload it? They uploaded that. When you upload, guys, also you can change the quality, so the quality can be down, so you can't do what I'm doing. Now let's get back to the article, and I'll see what your comment is. Also, let me pull out. Let me pull out. We don't want to make anything funny here. Let's see. Comments. Hey, let's see. Gordon and Rick. Shock. I'm shocked. Sarcasm. Okay. Sorry. Sound check. Yep. Yeah. So then, it hasn't now. A circuit court judge is allowing. Watch this part. Is allowing parties to investigate circumstances surrounding the destruction of 26. Destruction, guys. Destruction. Not even reusing. Destruction of 26 steel rods. Remember I told you those rods had to be samplers, exemplars, had to be kept in a steel cage, secured, not because of the criminal thing, but because that's the rules. But here it is. I'll give you a little gleam at them. There they are here. There's a nut there. And these asses from, I think it's structures, these people here, structural structures, I think, whatever they are. They VSL, right? VSL comes here and says, oh, the tag is on the nut only, takes these bars, and they don't reuse them. Remember, guys, it's probably thousands of dollars in bars. They do what? Destroy them. Destroy them. And they say, oh, we only thought that was on the nut only. The tag was on the nut only. Clearly, you'll see in this video, you'll see that the tag was more, it was also labeling those 26 bars. But let's go in there. The defendant during a court order inspection of the job site in July. Okay, so the judge is doing this, obviously doing the, it's like discovery, if you will. The lawyers are saying we need this evidence to submit, basically subpoenaing. Right, guys, you can say that. They put a subpoena on these things. I can't say subpoena, huh? With the ing on it. It seems like I found another word I can't say when I'm talking on YouTube. I got it. It's messing my brain up. All right, subpoena. Penising them. All right. So you guys know what I mean. So anyway, that's funny. The defendant during court order inspection of the job. An attorney for one of the defendants said he believed he had tagged for presentation both a nut and 26 steel rods accompanying it. But the rods were removed in August, meaning just a few days ago, right, guys? By representatives of Structural Technologies. This company's already been found negligent, guys. So there's my little release. I was going to do that later, but they've already been found negligent. All right. So a defendant, which for death, as I recall, let me think of that right. Yep. I'm almost sure it was for the death, the wrongful cause of death for a worker. The you know who that is, the black guy that was from Jamaica. He's the one that died, whatever his name is. A defendant which among and structures technology. So it's the post-tensioning company. Structural Technologies. I'm not sure if it's that's their exact name they used in the document. So I want to backtrack on the actual name. The employer of that guy has already been found negligent. Okay, a defendant which, among other tasks, used steel rods for post-tensioning. Earlier this month, Miami-Dade Circuit Judge Jennifer Bailey granted a motion allowing an inquiry to go forward. So she's allowing these people to go to do their thing, you know. But caution, I don't know whether the rods are important or not. This could have been a mistake, but it turns out a party intentionally. But if it turns out party intentionally destroying what it should have known could be key evidence, she could instruct any future juror to draw adverse inference based on that party's conduct. In other words, to assume bad motives for destroying evidence. This is the way I talk, guys. You know, same thing. Is this the way my bill's title too? I don't believe in mistakes like that. I don't believe that you destroyed something that caught these things that are tagged, and you can say, oh, that was a tricky way to get around it. We never looked at the paper and we grabbed this, and the employees told me we could have them. Well, all right, so he knows to make a mistake too. It said it was tagged here, but these weren't tagged. The problem is nefarious about it, pretty clear, is that these aren't free. They weren't free, and if they were free and they were just junk, why pick them up? Why go out of the way to pick up these rods? If you're going to just destroy them, well, then you leave it there as trash, and don't even buy. And you save yourself, $1,000. They're getting rid of them or whatever you're doing. They went out of the way to pick them up and then destroyed them. And so now it's like the Hillary Clinton emails, right? Go out of your way to destroy it. Structural's lawyers would not comment on the matter, but said in court, the yellow tag was attached only to the nut. And after consulting with Manila employees in charge of the site, so listen to that. The guy that works for Structures consulted with Manila. Structure was told it could remove the rods, leaving behind the nut. The rods, so they took all and left behind this nut with the tag on it. The rods are 1 3/4 inch thick, which we know about. The same size as those being tightened in the truss that failed. So they could be significant, one lawyer argued. The NTSB also collected rods of that size from the site and tested them, but we don't know where they collected them from, because they just said, they weren't specific about where they collected them from. It was ambiguous. Finding no issue with the materials, agency said, but now they're totally untrustworthy, NTSB, I always say that. The video below shows what the nut and rods look like after the nut was tagged for preservation and before the rods were removed. It also shows a document, which you'll see the document, and evidence custody from prepared at the site. Evidence custody, chain of custody, guys. You can't touch this unless you sign the sheet, look at it. You can't remove it for sure unless you have a right to remove it, and then you're going to sign for it again. Identification of materials to be reserved as 26 threaded steel rods, end quote. And here it is. You'll see the tag. You'll see the tag and the pamphlet. So Manila and both of them having sweat in the game, blood in the game, whatever you want to call it. Manila and also Structures working together allowed this to accidentally, quote unquote, accidentally happen. There's the tag. There's what they look like there too. These are only photographs now, guys, because it's been removed, destroyed. And here's the thing. Evidence custody form. And now this is what we look up. Here's the evidence custody. Now we got a new party, Rimkus Consulting Group. Rimkus Consulting Group. So we come over here. Rimkus Consulting Group. And an FIU Bridge. Let's try that. Rimkus opens new office in Miami, Florida. Rimkus, March 22nd. Failure announced, Rimkus Consulting. So there we go. Now you know what they're about. What are the odds that Rimkus opens a new office on the 22nd in Florida, Miami, and where? Miami. Well, they would probably put it in the collapse. They'd probably put it under just the bridge. All right, so let's go on. So they tagged. That's who did this evidence tagging. And they call, here's their tag: one rebar with a coupler, one steel hub, one steel plate on hub, one post tension cable with pull box. One anchor bolt in concrete. 26 threaded steel rods with bolts. All right, so this right here, they said they're forensics, right? So right now, this is already bullshit, guys. They're the worst forensic company I ever dealt with. I ever seen to come across just now. Forensic. The description is childish. Manufacturer, name, location, where you're putting it, where it's currently staying. It says exhibit. They already exhibited MNOPQ. So we got other things missing off the previous page. How the hell did they get this and we can't get it? Date of loss 3/15/18. That's the accident. They collected 2 days later. They're out there. They didn't open their Miami office the 22nd. There's a phone number collected by BPV and SGS, FIU campus, client, MCM. Isn't that a conflict, guys? So we already know that. I already told you they were bullshit. Now we know why it's bullshit. They work for MCM. That's their client. Tainted data. Tainted. Now, the company did enough to come back to grab those rods. They know something we don't know about the rods, that they were trying to protect them and destroy them. 4-hour gap in video. And now they say it's 4-hour gap, right? FIU had at least 3 cameras trained on the construction site round the clock, capturing time-lapse videos on what was the campus, blah, 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 right? We're going. No record yet made public reveals who may have ordered that work be done and what impact, if any, it had on what happened. So let's talk about the backhoe operation. Now let's jump to, as I said, redacted. You know how I feel about my edited videos, guys. The other bridge too. Hate that shit. Just put it out there untouched. Now what's kind of cool, if they played this whole video from light to dark, meaning day to night, you'd be able to figure out their time-lapse amount of hours based on that day of this accident. And you'd be able to figure out what speed they ran it at based on how many seconds you watch it. And then you really be able to say, you guys do not have a camera that's clicking one image. It's multiple images, guys, and they thread it together. All right, videos, files, and timeline. Here we go. The time-lapse video from March 15 provides the best record public so far. FDOT, FIU, and others have refused to release records. All right, we already know about that. And now this one at 1:47, it collapses. That's their little zoom in from the... So what do you see there, guys? Remember I said up top here, you don't see him taking any photographs on this structure here? Right here, coming back to this. There's the crew right there. Not up top. Now, remember they had the 2-hour meeting. Remember they had a 2-hour meeting, and I said they were taking photographs, sending them real time to cell phones in that meeting. And they were specifically saying that these cracks are worse than they look. And now you got your timeline of the meeting taking place, and these guys kicking back a little bit. And I say kicking back, I mean kicking back, saying, you know, we shouldn't proceed. They said, fuck it. They didn't say those words. Fuck it. You know, we'll listen to you, boss almighty, Fig. and we'll do it. And they did it and killed the guy and killed all these other people too. That's me adding taking a little bit of liberty. Not much. But again, these are guys filming, photographing. So now you figure out the timeline of that meeting. You've got these guys kicking back, arguing that this is worse than it looks. All types of photographs, stepping there to photograph, stepping there to photograph. We have photographs that are tight in. Now, these are cell phone cameras taking photographs back and forth, guys, digital. There is no damn zooming in with that, backing up here to do the zoom in. You could do that in theory, step here and zoom your lens in, right? But you would just bring your camera close and take the shot. So what I'm saying is that we have a much larger picture that we can get hold of with their position, their literal position, standing position. Okay, so now they're gone, and the bridge is going. The phone calls being up. No, there's still somebody there. They leave. The phone call gets made, and the bridge collapses there shortly after. So these guys still here. As long as they're there, the bridge isn't collapsing. So there's the photographs. This guy's got tons of photographs. Right there. Tons of them. Tons of them. Look at him click away. Obviously, he's not using eye camera, right? You know, I joke around it. An eye camera, and eye cameras when you see a hot girl and you keep looking at her and go, don't talk to me. I just need to hold her in my mind. That's a pretty girl. That's a pretty girl when you see that. Then your buddy tries to talk to you and you're like, you're just ruining it for me. All right, so then the guy gets off the bridge and the bridge collapses immediately. You can imagine this time lapse sucks. All right. Eye cameras, that's one for you. All right, let's see what we got here. Oh, they got a much better shot. 802, 812. Oh, awesome. They got time on it. So they're saying at 812, these guys break camp, or right about 821. So 40 minutes later, Denny Pate makes a phone call before the bridge collapse, guys. And they're using that to reference that the skipping time. But it's a skipping time. Clearly evident without them not showing a break in there. And also time lapse, the way they work. However you set it up, you need to know how the camera's set up. But ultimately, it's probably taking 20 shots a minute, maybe, or more. I think they're talking about the crane and this. They're just trying to tie in that no crane jumped in over there and did any post-tensioning on the far end. And NTSB has no comment to that. And here we go. We're at 10:40. Apparently 11:07 is when it goes down, huh? So 27 minutes later. No, we still got guys on the bridge. Right here. So they're still kicking back, arguing. And they're gone. So Denny Pate must have made that phone call right after they cleared the structure. Look at that. Made up his mind, hung up. Oh, no, we get 2 o'clock. I thought it was later, damn it. Made up his mind, hung up, made the phone call. I didn't think it was 2 o'clock. I mean, that early. Made the phone call, and then within that short window, death becomes those people. Okay, check this out. This is an odd one, guys. This is an odd one. Let me see your comments first. Yeah, that's the word. Now you just got to say it. Now, we'll come back to this one. This is an odd one. MCM finds the documents. The new plans found amid debris. Now, remember I said to you also that, what's the name's full of it, right? That they're on the take now. Help me out here. Miami Herald. So let's just do this quick, right? Oops, spelled it wrong, but they fix it. They'll fix it, right? As your July, August 21st. August, is this Miami Herald here too? 23rd. August, Fed's block release. Judge orders this. Nothing else after that, right? So we'll go with time, tools, past week. That's me talking now, I think. It's just senator trying to get a little play. I guess he didn't get any money from MCM, that Bill Nelson. So what I'm showing you is that what I stated, or I'm giving you file source data, if you will, that the Herald is full of shit now because they're not releasing this. Look who did this. This is NBC Miami.com. So far, they're fighting back. They released this part here, whereas they're outing them, whereas the others not. They've got their bullets even here, 1 through 6 or whatever it may be. The judge has been informed that amid all the debris at the collapse site, something very important may have been found during a June 29th pre-inspection. June 29th, guys, pre-inspection. This is way after the accident. That's a pre-inspection of this job site, of this location. Watch this. An oversized set of plans that appeared to reflect the structure as it was built. They were found amid, these would be the as-built then, which is kind of odd. You got an as-built out there. Why is the as-built out there? So this is just the person, they're going after it, right? But they don't know that this is a fake. This is fake. They were found amid a crushed truss and are unique with handwritten notes that may be of interest to the parties. A lawyer from Manila informed all the other lawyers on August 1st. There were about 150 pages, oversized, dirty, a mess, ripped, and damaged from being in the elements. So it made it through March, April, May, June, 3.5 months, guys, that they had a set of plans out there in the elements, rain, whatever it may be, wind, handwritten notes. It was found underneath some debris. And Manila is one of the ones that MCM, right? Manila, they're the ones that are going to turn it over. Now, why would you turn over notes knowing that everything can be used against you, right? So obviously these notes, because that's what's real important, will help out Manila. They probably say, guys, I'm having fun now, right? They probably say something like handwritten notes. I wanted to be formally known that I object to what FIU, FDOT, and FIG are telling us to do. But we're under contract, so we're performing as the engineer instructs us. It probably says something like that in some handwritten notes. These are magical notes, guys. This is awesome. This is awesome. You come after the crime scene months later, and you look at it and you find the full oversized prints, muddy, dirty, with the best part right here, guys. A set of plans that appear to reflect the structure as it was built. These are as-built again. Leave out, it was. As-built. So this is funny. They're about 150 pages, not just 1 or 2. They got the whole friggin' shebang, right? The whole pack. And I told you guys that plans get left out, right? And I said they get integrated by mistake. We talked about that with other ones that when I said that sometimes you do get the wrong plans, guys, and the good plans working on the same job site. And sometimes you follow the bad plans because you assume everybody threw away the non-stamped plans. And then you're following these damn plans that aren't stamped. So in this job, it appears they have the real as-built hanging out there. And then they also have the regular plans. And I told you guys that when the NTSB first shows up, they should first want to see the plans they're working with. Well, they apparently did, but that would be impossible because the working plans have been buried for months underneath the rubble. Now, where did this get buried under rubble amid a crushed truss and are unique? You know they removed those roadways, guys. So where is this crushed truss? So where's the location of this crushed truss with the plans? So you had plans off to the side of the road. They pick up the crushed truss. They then pick up and then they put it down on top of the papers. So you go back to the June 29th, FIU Bridge Collapse. Images. Ideally, you like to see some. Well, I don't know the date, guys, because we don't know when they really took it. These people loaded up, but you try to track down. Did they even have anything there at that time, June 29th, on that job site, March? I don't know if they had a damn scrap there, short of those damn columns. Um, Short of those columns. These are just old images. We know that this wasn't there then. So I can't do anything with that. We can look at the cleanup. We'd have to find it and see if you could find it. But we know that they're not under here. The roadway was moved. So they'd have to move it. But we know they were doing jackhammering and removing all this stuff away. There was no, so you'd find out the timeline on the cleanup. I mean, this thing's not coming out. This doesn't pass my sniff test. Doesn't even smell right in any part. And now moving on. That's just some crappy stuff there. All right, there are about 150 pages, oversized, dirty, a mess ripped, and damaged from being out in the elements, the lawyer told Judge Bailey. So this lawyer for Manila discovers the plans from however source and wants to turn them over to the judge. Amazing, right? Mr. Honesty. All you got to do is come forward then. We don't need to turn over to the judge. The plans were taken to the MCM trailer. So the plans were taken to this chain of custody and later moved to the lawyer's firm's office. They will be made available, perhaps in digital format, for all parties to review once the NTSB allows the plans to be produced in litigation. All right, so the next one is about the insurance and they want to get out. I'll put the link down below. That is just, I'm deleting that. And you guys got this link too. I don't know if it's going to be still active after a minute, but I'll link you to this one. For March 22nd release. Oops. Release showing NTSB is lying. I can say that, right? Because I'm not specifically saying a single person. I'm saying the report's a lie. The report's a lie based on the video. And they're not sharing how they know that data. That they know, and they're refusing to share how they knew it. That this was told to them by X party, and that they've then released it as fact, though. They've then released it as a matter of fact. So if this is trusted information from one of the parties, that's just craziness, because they shouldn't be trusted. That means everything, this whole thing I told you, NTSB bites dick. They suck. That's the end of that. I'm not going to trigger myself anymore. They buried the plans in the concrete. Yeah, where I get. Oh, it does, Gordon. And you better zoom in and see all them guys arguing. You better tie it into the phone call, to the back and forth. First off, you try to figure out, there's chain of custody there. The video is showing that people were on that bridge, and you saw how long they were on there. All those people need to be interviewed. Their cell phones need to be, I don't know if you can grab their cell phones. They use their cell phones to take photographs to talk about a federally funded program. So that would make the cell phones with the construction part of the images on them public or federal. It's related to the federal project, would make it fair game, but nothing about the phone like private messages and emails. Nothing like that. But you'd have to give up the cell phone to let it be searched. Those photographs were bouncing back and forth. The phone records are there, so they can delete all they want, but the phone messages will show text to Denny Pate or whomever was in the meeting, back and forth, replies, If they're deleted, the comments are deleted, they're deleted. But it will show the timeline still of communication going back and forth. And now we're back to the point where you destroyed evidence. Now, you could argue that you didn't tell me to keep my cell phone, and I didn't think it was evidence. That would be crazy. Of course it's evidence. Well, you'd say, I didn't know the cause of the collapse of the bridge yet, so it wasn't evidence. That's what your argument would be. And you'd actually use NTSB to support that, because you'd say, hey, you guys looked at it for 4 or 5 months. You don't know the cause of the accident, so how the hell was I supposed to know? That works in your favor, right? In 5 months' time, if you couldn't tell me why the bridge collapsed, well, then I'd say the same. That's my my devil's advocate. The plans are funny as hell. Now, I showed you guys, some other people just coming in. Let me put you up to speed with this. I've put in a couple of FOIA requests. This is the one that's replied back to my August 21st request from FIU, Florida National University. Good afternoon. This is from their paralegal. Office is in receipt of your request via email dated August 21st, 2018. I gave you guys how to contact them. And yes, I did it via email. You guys can send fax and do all the other work. I'm emailing that shit. That was it's the Electronics Act of the United States, guys. If you can accomplish stuff electronically, they have to take it. It saves paperwork. So they fall under the Electronics Act. So I knew that they'd have to take my response electronically, email. Please be advised that the Florida National University is a party representative with the National Transportation Safety Board, who we're also in bed with and will protect us. Oh, I can't read. I'm sorry. There was something in my mind. It glitched. And this investigation of the bridge collapse. As a result of some of the documents you requested may fall within some of them, because I requested a lot, guys. I requested contacts, emails, back and forth stuff, all a lot of little goodies. Which controls the dissemination of certain information during the NTSB investigation. Certain information. Once we provide you with the estimate, the meaning of the cost, and we receive the payment, we will ask NTSB to review the documents responsive to your public records. So they have yet to ask me for money. Once they ask me for money, we know now that my paperwork's gone to NTSB for review. Then we know that I'll get some or none. But they have not complied yet with any of them. Request to determine whether any documents can be released. We anticipate an answer from the NTSB within a reasonable period of time. Now, look, guys, they're just stalling, because the next step will be, well, it's still in litigation, federal court now, so we cannot supersede federal court. So we will have to wait. That's going to be the answer. And that kills all the timeline requirements for FOIA. In the event that the NTSB determines that we may release any of the documents, please understand that we will follow our normal public records process. Thank you, and have a nice day. Liz Vet Torres, paralegal. There we go. So now you see that one. Embry Smith. Hello, Embry. Please be advised. Please be advised. Bite me, bite me, bite me. All right, so that's the end of this video. I just wanted to jump in there. I did the other video showing you guys. Oh, while we're here then, this is definitely crossing over, but I want to show you to the other bridge. I shouldn't cross over, but I want to show you because some people are following the other bridge. I'm driving myself crazy looking for the structure, and what I came up with, and I put it in a link down there, is this. This is Genoa Bridge. Here's your anchor. There's your fork tying it to here. This looks like it just wraps over, even though it looks like it may have a detail that goes there. So what I'm driving at is one end causes both ends to fail. If I get, well, yeah, you need this whole section to fail, or all of these to fail. But this section would be nice too. If you can get one section to fail, you get the whole end. You get the one entire side to fail, because then it becomes slack, and that's it. You start getting a rotation, and all the loads transferring to the other side, or trying to take it up by the other side as it starts falling downwards. And then you get, you can start your issue that way. But I'm also finding measurements, lengths. Problem is, I think these are meters, right? I don't think they're yards or feet. So I think they're meters. Meter. So let me hang that up. I don't want to share too much more about that, right? So what do you guys think? Closed. What do you think of that? Good enough? Good enough for an update on NTSB? I mean on FIU? Not even sure if you guys are there anymore. I think I just took pulling that cable out. Yep. You got it, Gordon. Man, they want to try to push that thing out way out. They want to push it. All the people of interest, money, insurance companies, everybody. The meter is 3 foot 3 inches. If that's the case, then what's a centimeter? I'm messing with you. Don't answer that. Well, you just been trolled. And you could troll me back. I would definitely know the answer how to troll me back on what centimeter. I'd tell me something like, you know what a centimeter looks like. Just go to the bathroom again. Or is that millimeter? All right, so that's it on this, guys. I got the links down here for you. I'm calling this as the final report will be equal to the JFK report is what I'm saying about this. It'll be full of so many holes, you know, and problems. It's going to be equivalent to the JFK or the damn towers, right? The remember, you can appreciate that, the damn 9/11 tower. It's going to have so much on that Bitico. Yeah. Oh, I didn't put the comment. And there's that one. And if you guys know how to do it, you go to Google and you put alerts. You can do a Google alert. I think it's something. Just type in Google alert. And you can set it up. You'll get emails. So yeah, if I press there, it might take me to my account. So yeah, you just go to Google Alerts. You can type in FIU. You can now I might type in this other company. Oh, did I just lose it? This other company. Yeah, this one here. They made it into my list. So they work for MCM, Forensic Engineering, huh? Let's see what their release is. I don't think there's any odds that they opened up one there without being related to this accident. That since they work for MCM, they probably set up an office real quick. Here they are here. I can't imagine that much need for a forensic engineer in multiple locations so close. Deerfield Beach, Florida. That's probably one of their main offices in Texas, I think. Drew B. Hines, PE. Okay. I want to do one more thing with that. Let's back that up. There's the Miami office. So I'm guessing this is their engineer there. No. Nothing came up, did it? Memphis. Woman stabbed to death in bank. It's the South African stuff, guys. Following that. And here's the medical stuff. It's a thin line between being tolerated and being lynched. I follow some doctors, and a lot of doctors follow me. Yep, that's the South African stuff. Okay. Newman challenge. What's the diagnosis? Read the cause. Really? Oh, it's disgusting. All right, guys, you're here now. You might as well see read this one. Oh, I like that. Look at that. Hairy tongue. Okay. So that's the end of that one. You win. Lick someone with gray scales. She ate a black ice cream or prescribed to. Everybody's telling what to take the antibiotic to get rid of it. All right, that's that. That's the way to end that video. That was what. Yeah, that's the size of it. That's the size, Hermit. That's what I'm packing. 0.4 inches. All right, you got me. So that's it. That's the release. That's the release, and we'll get rid of that. We'll get rid of that. It's a fly ash mix in South Africa. I was asking about it. It's this fly 0% cement right here. It's a South African mix. They use 0 cement, and they get 7,000 psi. And he's a structural engineer. He's answering me back. Concrete normally comprises of cementous material. Aggregates and mortar include ordinary Portland cement. Fly ash. Aggregates include sand, crushed stone. Okay. It's a proprietary mix. I can't. This is pretty badass. You guys can Google it. It'll show up on YouTube. It's saying 7,000, but I want to know the real testing on it. It removes cement, which would be awesome. Magic Act. 8 people are going to get my Magic Act. Here's the Magic Act. I can disappear.